The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate you spending some time with us this morning. We're going to be talking about some of the aspects of the Fidelity and Guarantee annuity series. They've got some outstanding products available in the field right now. They've got a kind of a three-pronged approach with the income side. You got the accumulation. We're also going to be talking about some of their multi-year rate guarantee annuities, really a good base of products we can focus in on with Fidelity and Guarantee. They've really got a strong reputation in the market. We've done a ton of business with them this year, and we look forward to doing more with them in 2019. And we're going to have Dustin join us here in a little bit to go over some of the information on some of the specialties they have, some sales ideas, some of the specifics on the products, some really valuable information that you'll be seeing from Dustin here in the next 5 to 10 minutes out. So we'll go ahead and get to him down the road. We do have our preferred producer program still going at IMES. You can get additional dollars paid to you based on referrals. And if you refer an agent that does $1 million of production, you'll earn $2,000 off that agent's business. So it's a great way to build up a nice side account to get some additional dollars in your pocket. We also see a good response on our marketing reimbursement program. What we do there is you get dollars based on production. You can submit business on annuities. You get $100 put in your bank account for every $100,000 of production you write. It's a great way to build up a nice advertising budget, and IMES will help pay for a portion of that. So it's a great way to use your production to get more production down the road. We've got agents that call me all the time that ask for their marketing dollar balance, and what they do is they end up sending us in bills for dinners, or maybe they're renting a hall for a seminar, or maybe they're doing some mailings, and whatever it may be, we're going to help with those costs. So a great opportunity to get those funded through your business through IMES. We've got our new producer builder program. You can earn some different incentives based on different levels of production your first 6 months of being contracted. We have a website development program. You can get a $100,000 level. We've got a couple different seminar systems. You can get the $500,000 level. We've got some nice cash reimbursements based on the $300,000 level. And it's a great way for you to get some additional perks based on producing through IMES, and a great way to get some additional money you can spend on advertising, or spend on things to get you more business down the road. Really nice growth opportunity for you to get going with IMES. We also have a free listing service. You can get free names based on different demographics. That's a great perk we have based on being licensed with IMES. We've got a great back office support team. We've got a great new business team. They help with your new business, so review it. They'll call you up with any questions on anything that does not make sense, anything that may be missing. We forewarn you it needs to be done down the road. We've got our quoting systems. You get quotes from us on the life or annuity side. We also do long-term care quotes. We've got a lot of different forms online. You can get new business forms to write production with. We've got our paperless contracting, really a good block of information you could take advantage of. We've got a great creative team that can help you out with branding on your business. Maybe you want to change your website. Maybe you want to redo your business cards, redo your logo design for your business. We have a lot of things they can help you out with. I know they're very busy right now at the end of the year, getting people ready for 2019. We can do all kinds of things for you. Develop mailers, help with social media advertising, help with digital marketing strategies. We see a lot of emails going out now from agents to their clientele bases. They use it for referrals. A lot of things you can use the creative team for developing some nice marketing schemes for 2019. We do have our website, the www.imesinc.com. You can go on there. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can go on and check out current annuity rates. You can check out our annuity grid. You can look at different industry links we have. You may want to look at an AM Best rating on a specific carrier. You may want to look at maybe some tax information. Maybe go to a state insurance department website. We have a lot of good links on our website. You can play right off of that and go right into those other sites. It's accessible at all times. We've got a great quoting device on there. You can compare term quotes, term rates. We have a really good income comparison that shows the best income payouts on the annuity end based on different situations you run with clients. So we have a lot of really good tools you can take advantage right there on our website. I know we have a lot of agents that go to that regularly and really take advantage of what's available on that site. We have our retirement analyzer client software program. It's really a nice program you can use when you're working with clients. It really prints off some really valuable information. You can take a look at kind of where they stand today for retirement. Maybe they're going to retire in 10 years. You can plug in some numbers, figure out what kind of income you can produce in 10 years, figure out, if they want to buy a car when they retire, maybe they want to, buy a second home. You can plug all that information into the website, and it's going to give you some really valuable information on what you're looking at down the road. I mean, if you can also plug in like different factors, maybe someone goes to a nursing home, or you got someone that spends some time in the hospital. I mean, you can really throw in some curveballs, and the software is going to really crank out some good details you can use in your client presentation. So if that retirement analyzer is something you want to take a further look into, definitely contact Marcus in the office. He's kind of our specialist on that side. He does a great job on helping you out with creating the programs you're looking at getting more involved with. We also started up a wealth management side door business here. It's been about 18 months ago we started this up. We've got a great group of individuals that work in that department. I know we've seen a number of agents get their Series 65, work on that security side. Also with the insurance side, they've really got a nice combination of products available. They got some great investment platforms. If you have some interest in being contacted by one of our wealth management specialists, I did just launch a poll. They'll get in touch with you in the next 7 to 10 days and help you really get things up and kicking for 2019. If you need to go out and take your Series 65 tests, we do have study material for that. They give information on some different courses you can take, which will help you in that passing that test. We've got a great group you work with on that end of the business. They've got a lot of good investment platforms, and we see a lot of options for clients. Maybe they're looking at retiring in 5 years. Maybe they already are retired. They want to have a portion of money in some fixed rate investments. They've got some really good combinations there which are going to fit all of your clients' needs based on having them there in the market side and also on the insurance side. So that's something you have some interest in. I'll leave this poll open for another 20, 30 seconds. If something you have some interest in, just check off yes or no, and then we'll pass your information on to Michael or Charles. One of those individuals will be giving you a call if you do have interest in talking about the wealth management side of the business. I can go over kind of the details with you on that and help you get into that side of the business. So best of luck on that. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. We've got our Life and Annuity Academies. I know we just announced our next meeting is going to be coming up in March of 2019. We're actually going to do this one a little bit farther off site. We're looking at doing this one in either Dallas or Atlanta. I know we've got a couple good locations there in the month of March, especially due to weather concerns. We want to make sure that people are able to get to the site without having too much trouble getting to that specific site we have. But if you do have interest in coming out to one of our academies, we typically do 3 to 4 of these a year. We typically do them in Omaha or Des Moines, but we're going to be doing the first one kind of off-site in a southern location. And if it's something you have some interest in looking at, we'll be glad to get that information over to you. We'll put you on the list as an interested party, and as soon as we have the dates and the location finalized, you'll be one of the first ones to find out about it. And we do have to have you licensed with at least one of our companies, be it Fidelity and Guarantee, any of the other companies we offer. In order to attend our meetings, we have to have you licensed with at least one of our companies. And then, of course, based on the meeting itself, you'll pick up some really good, valuable sales information. We'll be going over some software programs, talking about some of the top index strategies that are being used right now. We'll look at some life case management options. We'll look at the income riders, who's been paying out the best, what people are using these days. We'll go over some sales ideas. We typically bring in 3 or 4 of our top producers. They'll be going over some sales information with you and what they use in the field, how they get in front of more clients. I mean, really a good overall program, and you get some really valuable information by attending one of these meetings. Typically it's a 2.5-day meeting. You'd fly in on a Wednesday. The meeting would start Wednesday evening. It'd go all day Thursday, and then into Friday morning. You typically fly out the middle of Friday afternoon and get home early Friday evening. Really a good turnkey system we have. And I know we always have a good group of agents that come in. You typically between 30 and 40 agents. And really it's a top-notch program we have going there. We do have our Ritz-Carlton trip. That's coming up in August of 2019. Qualification is an 18-month period. It started during the 1st of 2018 and runs through June the 30th of 2019. And it's based on production. And it typically takes about 3 million points to qualify. So that is the level of production you need to hit. You get different points based on different items. So if you do have interest in attending, definitely give one of our marketers a call. They can kind of go over what you need to get done, maybe where you stand right now based on current production, and how much more you need to do to qualify for that outstanding trip to the Ritz-Carlton in Florida. Should be a great time had by all. I know we always go all first class on these trips. Really nice times had by all there. We're doing our last drawing this Friday for our cash drawings. We're doing a $1,000 cash drawing on Friday, and a $2,000 and $3,000 cash drawing. I'm going to make sure you get your name in on that drawing based on business, and a great opportunity to get some additional money for the holidays. And we cut those checks right away when we do those drawings. We've already had 4 winners. We'll have 3 more winners announced on Friday. It's a random drawing based on production. So if you have questions on that, definitely give us a call. And I'm going to be switching the controls over to Dustin here shortly. If you have any questions along the way based on Dustin's introduction and what he goes over during his webinar, be sure to ask those. I'll go interrupt him along the way and get those questions answered. And Dustin, I'm sure, will do a great job getting those answered at his end and be able to take care of anything you have concerns on during the program itself. Well, I'm going to go ahead and switch this over to Dustin here. Looks like he has got the screen he's got working up. Looks like he's up and running now. So you're online here, Dustin. Appreciate you joining us today and going over some of the information on some of the perks and information that Fidelity and Guarantee has going right now, and some of the programs have going into 2019. Dustin's the senior internal wholesaler with F&G. He's done a great job with us, and I'm sure he'll have a great presentation this morning. You want to go ahead and get started, Dustin?
Yeah, Matt. Can you see my screen there?
Yes, I can. It's very bright and very, very enlightening, as they say.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because this is some new technology I'm using today. One of my first webinars I'm doing at Fidelity and Guarantee.
Is this Des Moines here in the background?
The bright lights of Des Moines. Yeah.
Awesome.
Good shot.
That's a good shot of Des Moines there.
See the tallest building there? That's a principal building now. We're not in the principal. I think we're the second tallest one, right by that Travelers sign there, that square building. So we're in there on the 14th floor, 13th floor.
Nice.
Yeah. So we do have a division in Baltimore, so there's about 150 of us here in Des Moines. But yeah, it's a good spot. So first of all, thank you, Matt, for having me and all the attendees for being a part of this call. We have a great partnership with IAMS, And even though they're a bunch of Husker fans, I think we all still get along, right?
That's right. You know, we can only do so much on our side of it, especially in these down years. We're less Husker fans over here now.
All right. So without further ado, great news from us. My second day on the job, we had a ratings upgrade to A-. We've been working for that for a long, long time. And with our new ownership package, that came through. So we're excited about that, not only to our existing reps that have been loyal, but also will help us grow our business. So our new ownership structure, I want to give you a little brief background on that. It is American-based by Blackstone, one of the largest alternative investment firms in the world. The financials are there. We've always had solid financials. And then also the product support from both the annuity and life side really helped, drive that A- rating. So once again, we are excited about that and what that means. We do have some material that I could send to Matt and he can distribute to everyone here. But basically what we're saying here is F&G is a leader in the independent IMO channel. That is our focus. Our leadership team is seasoned with key significant non-majority owners, and we're committed to providing competitive and sustainable annuity and life products. A little bit about the ownership and Blackstone. We formed a strategic partnership with them. They have tremendous value through two key drivers, including increased yield on our investment portfolio and below market fees because they purchase large blocks 4 times a month for us. So we're able to take advantage of those below market fees, and the increased capital we're flowing back into the product. So that is a win-win for everybody, and it's a great time to be here at F&G. So I want to start off with our MYGA story. Many of you may have seen this. Our rates have been pretty good over the last, I'd say, year. So the concept here, and Matt, help me out here, are you running across clients like this that maybe have money buried out back the house, under the mattress, that lazy money out there?
Yeah, we see a lot of money coming in on the MYGs this year, and the fact that interest rates have actually gone up for the first time in 10 years, it's really drawn a lot more people towards that MYG contract. And with the interest rates getting up in the high 3s, 3 3/4, 4% on 5 and 7 year rates, it's really drawn a lot of interest. Our clients are sitting there at 2% or 1% at the bank, and we've seen a lot of money moving this year where things have been kind of stagnant the last few years because of a low interest rate environment. We're starting to finally see some perks on the interest rates, and with the stock market really going through some fluctuations and people getting very nervous about a major correction possibly happening in 19, people are really going towards safety, be it fixed rates or indexed annuities. We see a lot of money moving in that direction right now.
Yeah, and so do we. And I mean, as soon as that 10-year Treasury sniffed 3%, I think it was only at 2.8. Everybody, a lot of the carriers in the industry boosted their MYGA rates, and it's a long-term game for us. It's not like we're going to get in and get out. So, if you do have clients in those cash or CDs or bonds, even, bond rates right now are not doing too hot. So this would be a good solution for you. Not only is there tax-deferred growth, where they're paying taxes every year on those CDs and bonds, we're offering that tax-deferred growth in the MYGA, the principal protection, of course, helping them keep up with inflation.
Sure.
And that can help you with those laddering strategies that you may have. Just wanted to put the rates out there for us. This was on Annuity Rate Watch as well. We were the top A- or better carrier in the 5 and 7 years. So 3.7 for 5 years is very strong. And I even see some of our premium in the MYGA going to the 7-year. And the 3-year 2.75 is not terrible either.
Yeah, anytime you can crack that 4% barrier, you're going to see a lot of interest in that, especially in 7 years or less on the duration. And I think that having that available is really a good thing with F&G, especially the rating. We don't see anyone even close to 4%, in the B, unless you're a B-rated carrier, getting close to that high number. And then I know that you guys have gone to the e-apps on their MYG contracts. And then Dustin, I know, is going to be able to help anyone out that's having trouble getting that e-app, up and running and getting the information in. You have a support staff there, don't you, Dustin, that can help with that?
We do, and we have a website dedicated to the e-app. So it has step-by-step instructions. And when I was on the distribution side of the business earlier this year, I would refer my agents to that all the time. And it really is step-by-step, easy to follow. So if you do run into any issues, obviously anyone can reach out to me, and I'd be more than happy to walk them through the process.
Yeah, because there's always people that have trouble whenever you get something new and different they have to use. You always run into a glitch here and there, but I know that Dustin's group can really help you guide you through that situation and probably get you in and out of there. What's it take, about a half an hour to get all that done, Dustin, on an e-app?
Yeah, I mean, if you have all your ducks in a row and everything, and you've done it once or twice, you can cut that time in half.
Right.
So maybe always my suggestion is always do one on yourself. Just make one up. Just don't submit it, and
sure.
You can really see exactly what we're going to be looking for there.
Yeah, and typically a lot of these e-apps, they won't let you go to the next page or let you finish it until everything's been filled in that has to be filled in. So it really is. It's a good piece to use, and that way you're not sending apps in that are half blank. The software program is going to really make sure that you have everything filled in that needs to be done. It really helps with getting the case through quicker, because it's a lot easier, to go over an app that's done on the e-app, because everything has been completed. They just have to verify the numbers suitability-wise and make sure everything matches up.
Right, and I think one of the hiccups that we have for newer folks is the transfer paperwork. Basically what a lot of carriers need is a quote-unquote wet signature. So you will have to print the transfer paperwork and have the client sign that.
Right.
And then we have an upload feature where you just scan that in and upload it, or you can always fax if you don't know how to upload. But
sure.
Regardless, that's pretty much the only hiccup that I see on a regular basis.
And that's what all the carriers require is those wet signatures on the transfer forms, and some require the replacement form too, where you just download that form, get it signed, and then shoot it into F&G, and they'll get that taken care of for you.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, so moving along, our Accumulator Plus is our accumulation story. This is a solution for clients looking for principally protected growth without any bells or whistles, or costly or fee riders, I should say. And there's a lot of verbiage on this, but basically I'll just hit this home by saying, the market's choppy right now, and investors typically move to cash or bonds. But as you can see, this number in the middle there by the Schwab bond index, it's at a negative this year, according to Yahoo. And so what I like to talk about, and this piece, I don't know if you've seen it, but my source there is Roger Ibbotson piece on fixed index annuities. You need to read that piece if you're out there selling annuities. But, we offer principal guarantees and index crediting options that give a client that upside potential that they're looking for or used to in that market. So I think that is where this accumulation story comes in.
Is this a flexible premium policy there, Dustin, or is that single premium?
It is flexible. Yep.
Okay. How much is required in the initial deposit to get into that policy?
I believe it is $10,000.
Okay.
I don't have it right in front of me. It's either 10 or 20, but I believe it's 10.
Right. And then on the back end, they can put additional deposits in at their leisure. And you require like $1,000, or is it pretty flexible on how much they can send in?
It's flexible. We pay commissions out on first-year deposits, so just be mindful of that.
Right. Well, good.
Yeah. So that was a generality about accumulation strategies, but more specific to the Accumulator Plus and what separates us from our competition is our product has some of the highest caps and rates in the industry. Not only on the no fee portion of it, but we do have a buy-up option as well on our index strategies, and we utilize the S&P 500, as well as a proprietary index, the Barclays Trailblazer. In addition, this also separates us, our strong liquidity and surrender charge waivers. So we have a home health care option. If your customer or client has a requirement for home health care, they do get access to the cash value, as well as if they're in a nursing home or have terminal illness. So that is a strong feature there. Do you see that a lot in other products out there, Matt?
We see the nursing home and the terminal illness. We do not see the home health care as much.
Yeah.
That's kind of a different one. But on liquidity, is it 10% free withdrawal starting the second year on that, Dustin?
It is, correct.
Good.
Yep, and same thing with all these other liquidity features starting after that first year. And an important note, if you're writing business in Florida, Idaho, or Massachusetts, that home health care is not available there, but every other state it is, including California.
Good.
Yep. So I wanted to show you the rates, and we do have a 7-year chassis, which if there's any RA or BD reps on the line, that could be a story for you, or even insurance agents, of course, wanting a shorter term duration. Now you can see here in the S&P 500 annual point to point, we do have a no fee of 6% cap, which I believe is very strong in the industry. But if you pay a 1% fee and your client believes that the S&P or, obviously the Barclay Trailblazer is available too, will perform, that can net them a positive, even if they do pay that 1% fee. The 10-year, you can buy caps all the way up to 9.25 there.
Yeah, I mean, that's strong. I mean, you're paying a 1% fee, you can jump from 6.25 up to 3.25 or 9.25. That's a 3% difference. And what I like is the monthly cap. I mean, you can jump from 210 to 310.
Yes.
And that's a big difference. I mean, if you have a 310 monthly cap and you've got a good year where the market's going up consistently, I mean, you can make some really nice returns on that strategy.
Absolutely. Thanks for pointing that out, Matt.
Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for.
I know. I appreciate you being on the line.
I've got the sideline coverage just in case you need some.
Well, our flagship income product, at least from a guaranteed perspective, is the Safe Income Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Has high guaranteed income. And Matt, when you're running your income calculator for guarantees, are you typically seeing this product in the top? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when I ran, in fact, I just ran some yesterday, and the Safe Income Plus was hands down the best payout. I mean, it was hundreds of dollars ahead of the second place company, and it's really showing up, at the top right now. It's very strong on that market.
Well, good. And I want to run through a little bit of this to get to the end story, but one of those things that we always talk about, timing's everything. And I'll read a little bit from this slide, so forgive me, but the last few yards before retiring is a very critical role to a client, and I'll show you an example of that here on the next slide. But market volatility matters more, obviously, closer to retirement that your client gets. And one of the reasons I love the industry that I'm in, the fixed index annuity industry, is that it protects the savings against that direct market loss, especially in those later years. So, if you have,
I just launched a poll here on the, if you want to get additional information on some of the Fidelity and Guarantee products, just hit yes. And if you don't have interest, of course, hit no. But if you do have interest in getting some brochures, rate sheets, we'll get you licensed up with the company if need be. Just mark yes on this poll. We'll go ahead and get that over to you.
Perfect. Thank you. What I was saying there is basically in those final years, we're worried about sequence of return risk in retirement, what their healthcare needs are going to be in that retirement income gap. And I think that's an important part to note about this product is it's perfect for someone that has a gap in their retirement income and how to fill it. Mm-hmm. So, Matt, let's take a quick look here. Now we're a little dated on this slide. It only goes through 2015, but a 10-year span nonetheless. And what had happened here is from 2005 to 2015, the market grew 70.4%. But there's always that but, right? experience periodic declines. And there's a lot of people listening to this call right now that remember the 07, 08, and 09 years.
Right.
So when those
are brutal.
You're telling me, but
it reminds me of last week.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
That's right.
So the 52.1% drop would have been fairly significant, especially for someone that was looking to retire. Maybe it was 2005, and they were looking to retire in 2009, 2010, and they're going to stick it out. This example has someone that was eligible to retire in 2007. They put 300,000 in, and they had 388 in their account at retirement. Well, using that 4% withdrawal rule, they're looking at a $15,000 income. Well, if they would have waited until 2009 and that 52% drop, man, your payment is $7,467, and you're probably going to have to work a few more years to build that account back up.
Yeah, that was a brutal time period there when people just lost a ton of money.
Well, and I don't know what your thoughts are, Matt, but I mean, what I'm thinking, and last week is a prime example, as you mentioned. I mean, the conversation's more relevant now than it has been in a number of years with today's market. So if you have clients that are conservative or a little wishy-washy on what they want to do, I mean, introducing a product like Fidelity and Guarantee has is timing's everything. So right now might be the time to do that.
Yeah, especially if they're looking at retiring, I'd say within the next decade. You don't want to have a situation where they get within a couple of years of retirement and boom, their account drops by 30%. They're better off by moving a chunk of that money over, having the guarantees, and they'd be able to use those income options, 2-3 years down the road, and really maximize their income, especially if they don't have a pension and they've got monthly bills where Social Security is not going to take care of everything they need. They need to have a boost to that income, and getting one of these income riders really can enhance that monthly income need.
Absolutely. So what I put on here is just some of the bullet points that I felt important about this product. Obviously, Matt, you testified to this. We're one of the tops, if not the top, guaranteed income play in the marketplace. And with that A- rating, the story got even better. We have an 8% vesting bonus and a 7.50 compounding roll-up. Not simple, but compounding. So we're excited about that. We also have some of the top market guaranteed withdrawal percentages, and what that means to you, for an example, is 5.1% at age 65. And really, one of the main benefits of this product that separates us from our competition is this protection against impairment or doubler rider that we have.
Right.
I have a slide here I'll skip to, and it does give a brief example. This gentleman, 69 years old, his name is Ed, and let's say he gets sick. He's got an income base of $162K. Well, we're going to multiply that by 5%. I think that's now, it should be 5.1, but regardless, for just illustration purposes here, that payment would be around $8,100. Well, if he can't perform 2 of 6 ADLs after year 3 of the contract, he can get that doubler. And so that doubler is important because it's based upon 2 of 6 ADLs, and a couple other key features are there's no 5-year limit. A lot of the competitors that we have in this marketplace limit it to 5 years. But as long as there's cash value left in the contract, we'll continue to pay out that doubler.
Good.
Right. And it is available in California. I'm not sure if we have anybody from California on the line. It may be too early of a call for them, but that is a differentiator as well, because I know a number of our competitors have not gotten their riders approved in California. So
right. California is a very difficult state to get those doublers approved in the state. Really, they'll only approve the 2 of 6 ADLs in order to get that done in the state of California.
Right. Yeah. So look for us on that, and we can run two types of illustrations on the Safe Income Plus. We have a quick calculator, which is a simple, easy to explain solution or illustration for your client. I think it's about 6 pages long, even with all the verbiage added to it, the disclosures. And then we have the long form, but we're talking guaranteed income. So typically you just want to show a client a shortened version because there's not a lot of accumulation going on as far as cash goes. There is an S&P 500 index attached to the product, but the main focus is guaranteed income here.
Right, and you allow joint annuitants to be covered on this too, right? Where they can both have the double coverage.
Absolutely.
Or one and a half coverage, yeah.
Yep, it says down in the bottom left, as long as there's cash left in that contract, they can have it at 1.5 times.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very good features on that contract.
Absolutely. And my favorite part of the slide deck here is our perks and our power producer program. You know, the people on the line help people and their clients retire themselves, but what about their retirement plan? And that's the angle that we're taking here. I know a number of our competitors have had this program in the past and has gone by the wayside. They've canceled the programs. We believe in this program 100%, even after the A- rating. We've gotten a number of questions on that. You know, are you still going to have the power producer? Yes, we are. This is a long-term goal of ours. So as the slide says, this is our deferred comp bonus plan. It gives you a number of features, not the least of which you get added to our premier service team. So a dedicated premier service partner. If you know, you need to reach out to someone here, you have a dedicated person, as well as on the sales team. We also subsidize your E&O coverage based upon production as well. So that's a nice added benefit. I have included a snapshot of an Excel spreadsheet that I can send or Matt can send out. Basically, it's showing, you know, based upon production, how quick your account can grow. And we take into account both life and annuity sales, by the way.
Good. And it takes $1.5 million to qualify at the base rate?
That's correct. And every $750,000 gets you 0.5 point. So 2 1/4, you're getting 1.5 points.
Right.
For $3 million, getting 2 full points.
Good.
You know, the deposits are cumulative. So as you can see in this example, we're using a 1 credit per year example. So each year you're earning 1 credit, but it's cumulative. So in year 1, and by the way, it's typically worth between $3,000 and $5,000. I think last year's contribution was $4,000, and it's all dependent upon overall company performance.
Sure.
But we like to keep it between 3 and 5. But going back to year 1, $3,250 is our example. Then we add an additional $3,250 for that additional credit earned in year 2, but it stacks. So in that year 2, you earn $6,500, and you add that number to the previous year, and you have, you know, $9,750, and so on. And
right.
In this example, there were better years, $3,750, and then a $4,000 year, making that total contribution $73,500 in a short 6-year time frame, and that's only 1 credit per year. So, you know, if you do more business with us, we'll reward you for that.
What do they invest that money into?
You know, I don't know exactly. That's a whole nother building from me, right. I think. But I can certainly take that down.
They do have the guarantees on it, I'm sure, and they probably have a fixed rate or maybe an indexed option they can look at.
Yeah, there's some disclosures that I can send your way.
Sure.
Here soon, Matt, and I'll find that answer. I'm sorry, I don't know that off the top of my head.
Well, you know, I'm here for the tough questions. That's what I'm here for.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, you guys are more intelligent out there in Nebraska than here in Iowa, so
that's why we wear red.
Now, if someone can submit, I don't know, around $4 million to me today or tomorrow, I can get you into the conference happening in 2019. So I know you got a couple heavy hitters there, Matt, so look forward to getting that.
Yeah, we'll get that $4 million over to you tonight. We'll make sure they get on board for that conference.
But, yeah, we're at the Four Seasons in Punamita this year, and it's all based upon production. It's kind of a moving number to a certain degree. We've had a lot of people kick up production with us this year. So last year it was around 3 million that qualified you for the trip. This year it's going to end up about 3.5, 3.6, maybe even 3.8, depending on what kind of December everybody has. But we typically take the top 100. And, as typical on these trips, not everybody can go or wants to go for whatever reason. So,
right.
There's a little leeway in there. But bottom line is, we take you to a 5-star place outside the United States. Next year, I've heard a rumor, but don't hold me to this, Matt. It's going to be in Costa Rica at the Four Seasons there.
I thought you guys were going to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Is that not true?
Affectionately known as Council Tucky, I believe.
Yes. Council Bluffs is a great location to go for vacation.
Yeah, right across the river from you guys. We're
That's
just
right.
pulling out all the stops on this.
I knew you would.
Web, aren't we? No, but I mean, it's a great opportunity. So not only do you get a dedicated sales team, service team, but you're also getting subsidized E&O, a great trip, and oh, by the way, a contribution to your own retirement in short order. So
that's good. And then that qualification for next year will start next Monday?
It does. Well, actually Friday, because our cutoff is the 20th.
Okay.
So any business submitted on or after, and I should mention that it's fixed index annuity. It is not MIGA.
Okay.
So that's important to note that it is not MIGA.
Sure.
But yes, as of Friday, any business submitted as of Friday will count towards your 2019 production.
Well, good.
Yep.
Got some great things happening there at Fidelity and Guarantee, and I know that A- rating is making a big difference already, and we see a lot of individuals taking note of F&G right now that maybe couldn't use them before, and they're looking at using them now based on that higher rating.
Well, that's the story that I got up until I got here. As you know, Matt, on the distribution side, people sometimes just cannot write it. Maybe it's an E&O purpose. Maybe
right.
They just don't want to have that conversation with clients, whatever it is. And it was an uphill battle. The product was always there, which was great. We built a loyal following, and now we feel like we're coming of age here with this A- rating. And, that leads into this slide here. We do have that A- rating. We have leading MIGA rates. Accumulation caps and rates, as well as the highest guaranteed income in the industry. So, take advantage of that. I know that we're developing new product for next year. Look for some sort of short-term accumulation, as well as S&P based indices coming out, maybe a par rate, something like that. And then always keep in mind our power producer program and our deferred comp. If you want to see two of the ugliest guys in the industry, I made sure to post my national account VP up here, Luke Christensen, as well as myself on the right-hand side. You can reach out to us at any time. Our phone numbers are there. Okay. And Matt will have my contact information, which also includes my cell. So if anybody needs to get a hold of me after hours, just send me a text message, and I'd be more than happy to get back to you.
Well, it sounds great, and I know we've seen a nice increase this year on business flowing towards Fidelity and Guarantee, and with the additional benefits being offered now and higher rates and higher income options, we see more and more business flowing towards F&G at this point, and I know we're going to see a nice beginning to 2019. And I like the fact that you guys are sticking with the S&P index and not coming out with some of these funky indexes that have no one has any idea how those things get returns, and typically they don't get any returns. So I think the S&P is the way to go, and having that index that a client can look up any day of the week. It's on the internet, it's in their newspaper every day. I think that's a huge benefit, and that way they can follow exactly how their investment's going. So appreciate your time this morning, Dustin.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me, and thanks to all the attendees. It was great to talk about F&G and work with our partner IAMS. And if there's any questions, I guess a takeaway could be, if you feel like there's a client that can meet any of those scenarios, your lazy money client, maybe someone that just wants principal protection with some upside on our accumulator, or even the guaranteed income, I'm available to have you run illustrations for, or better yet, reach out to Matt, overload his email box.
Yeah, I need that. And I'm going to give everyone a call that attended today's webinar. I'll be going through all the attendees and non-attendees, going over any questions you may have. If you need a quote, I'll go ahead and email you licensing paperwork, everything to get started with Fidelity and Guarantee. And that way you can be up and running by the beginning of 19, and that way you can really get a good jump on the year.
Absolutely. And I guess, my goal, and of course your goal, Matt, is to get the reps comfortable with the product.
Mm-hmm.
If you're new to F&G, this is the first time you're seeing this, there may be some nuances you're not used to, but it should be pretty straightforward with what I presented today. And, my goal is to get you comfortable with the product so that you can be comfortable selling to your clients. So let us help you make the sale.
Exactly. And that's why we're here. And we'll look forward to helping you out with your questions, anything you need a quote on, any questions or any concerns you may have going forward. I'd be glad to get those taken care of. Otherwise, everyone have a Merry Christmas next week. Have a great Happy New Year in a couple weeks, and we'll look forward to getting things rolling here into 19 and have a very prosperous year next year. And we look forward to more great times with the annuity side of the business. And I know with the market doing what it's been doing here the last few weeks, I think people are really looking at guarantees, looking at ways they're not going to lose any money, and really looking for safety of principle is what people are really focusing in right now. Otherwise, Dustin, you have a great week coming up.
Thanks, you as well.
Anything you want to finish on today, Dustin?
No, other than that, go Hawks.
Go Hawks. There you go. Well, everyone have a great week. Go Hawks, and we'll talk to everyone in the next few hours.
Take care, Matt.
You too. Bye now.
All right, see ya.